Hello, everyone, and welcome to Paranormal Archaeology.
Hello, ghosts and ghouls, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal Archaeology, where we are going over the next few entries in Marble Hornets. We are still continuing our breakdown of Marble Hornets. I see that you guys are enjoying this. I'm very happy because I am also enjoying this. I got my smarty glasses today, so hopefully we can read. I also have been fiddling with my audio. So there's that. So, okay, here's the thing. The last video was really long, and I didn't like it. So instead of trying to do 10 whole entries per episode, what we're going to do is do as many entries as we can in about an hour. All right, that's how this is going to run. And especially now that we have the ToTheArk entries that we also have to toggle back and forth from. And I have those set up. Nope. Here we go. I have those set up in this wonderful playlist that was put together by someone named Ghoulie probably a million years ago at this point. So we're going to be on entry 21. I think what we're going to do is to work off of Ghoulie's playlist because Ghoulie does seem to have them all here and also has ToTheArk's videos in order. That is kind of the point of this playlist. So that's what we're going to stick with here for simplicity's sake. However, I am going to be toggling back and forth between the actual Marble Hornets website and this one, or channel in this one, just so that I can make sure we're not missing anything, just in case, right? Now, the playlist, the way it's set up is these will be pulling off of the channel ToTheArk and off of the channel Marble Hornets as we go. So the channel itself will be getting the play point. So you don't have to worry about that. Don't worry. So just in case anybody was. These are not sped up as we watch them. So we're not watching them fast. These are shot on tape. I think we have actually switched over to digital camera at this point. Some of these are digital. But keep in mind, these are 16 years old. If you are wondering what we are doing, and this is your first video here, do go back and watch the very first one in the series. It explains what these Marble Hornet videos on YouTube have to do with paranormal archaeology, how that even works. But basically, we are going over Marble Hornets in its entirety, and we are looking at the history, kind of basically the creation and the formation of the creepypasta character known as the Slender Man. And the story, Marble Hornets can basically be credited as being not the creator of the character Slender Man. That was done on creepypasta. But Marble Hornets is kind of one of the defining characterizers, that's not a word, but we're going with it, of Slender Man, right? Because Slender Man started off as just an image in pictures. Marble Hornets gave it life, right? It started to tell us what the powers of Slender Man was and how Slender Man operates and that kind of a thing. All the while telling us a really great creepy story via found footage, right? And I think it did a wonderful job. And we'll talk more about little details and things as we go. We are on entry 21. That sounds so weird. And up to this point, we have been introduced to, I think, all of the major characters. I think the only character we haven't actually met is Sarah. And I'm not entirely sure if we actually meet Sarah. I think she's always just sort of a background character who's there. We have been shown, I don't know if we've met all of the major symbols and plot points yet, but we're only on entry 21. We have also been introduced to a brand new character called ToTheArk, who is another YouTube channel. Again, this is 16 years ago. Another YouTube channel who is making reply videos. This is something you used to be able to do on YouTube, but you can't do anymore. You used to be able to make what was called a reply video. I don't even remember exactly how it works anymore, but it used to be someone made a video, you could make a video that was tied back to that video, kind of like a video conversation. It wasn't the same as the function that we have today where you can you can at someone and tag them. It's not the same feature, but it's, I guess, similar. That's what you would do today. But in the past, we also had the ability to like DM each other and, basically email each other on the YouTube platform. So it made communicating with each other much easier. We don't have that feature anymore either. YouTube's different, is what I'm saying. When these videos were coming out, the YouTube platform was significantly different than it is today. And these two channels, ToTheArk and Marble Hornets, were clearly using those features to help tell this story between the various found footage videos. Now, the ToTheArk videos don't appear to be found footage. They appear to be augmented reality videos, and those are a different type of video, but the way they're being used in the story here is very found footage-esque. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know the exact difference between found footage and augmented reality videos. I honestly don't. But in this situation, we will be bouncing back and forth between them. I do know that at the end of the original Marble Hornets storyline, which is about, well, it looks like it's about 133-ish, give or take, videos. There are several videos that are augmented reality videos that go along with the original Marble Hornets channel. And so those are augmented reality videos. I was going to go over those when we got there, and I think I still plan to do that. And so we'll dive a little bit deeper into what those types of videos are. So in the meantime, we will just work with the ToTheArk videos here. But effectively what they appear to be is altered videos, which makes sense. But they're noticeably altered videos, right? And they seem to be videos that are overlaid with images that are overlaid on top of each other. The audio is very distorted, and they're creepy. They're meant to create a creepy sensation, a creepy atmosphere, and it's kind of like the ghost in the picture kind of a thing. Now, again, the ToTheArk videos are part of a conversation between, I believe we figured out his name is Jay, who is posting the Marble Hornet videos to the Marble Hornet channel at this point. And so this is a conversation between ToTheArk and Jay. We don't know who ToTheArk is. We can guess. We're meant to guess, but we don't know who he is. We have figured out that the poster, the narrator for Marble Hornets, is Jay. 80% sure I'm correct. It's been a week. So, other things that we have learned. We've been introduced to the Slender Man character very early on. We have now seen the symbols for Slender Man, which is the circle with the X through it. We've seen many different scribbly pictures that are being left in the various houses of people who have been affected. Not only the director, but also the actors in the Marble Hornets movie. They're being affected by Slender Man. We know that there's a mysterious cough. We know that there are some mysterious pills, and there are bullet casings, or a bullet casing. But we haven't heard anything about guns yet. And I believe we are going to go back to the Red Tower. So I think in the next few entries, we're going to start introducing the setting and the character, if you will, of the Red Tower. So that's what we're getting ready to do here. That is as much of a little catch up as we're going to have. So thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. You guys rock. If you like this channel, keep it going. If you've made it this far at this point, there will be audio distortions. There will be flashing lights. There will be visual distortions within the videos. All of that is important to the storyline. But but it also makes it very jarring if you have any kind of audio or visual sensitivities. So just FYI, from this point forward, um, just letting you know, there's nothing I can do about it. It is part of the story, so just giving you a warning. Because back in the day, we didn't do that. We didn't do that on these videos. So from this point forward, you have been warned. And I think, is there anything else I need to do? I don't think so. I think we're good. So, all right, you guys ready? I'm going to try to get to entry 30, but I don't know if we will. All right, this is entry 22. So it says entry 22. 21, entry 21, the Red Tower. We are walking. Why do they always start recording with it pointing down? So it's so freaking disorienting when they start pointing it up. I get that you're doing that, but it's very disorienting. I don't like being disoriented. Also, is Waldo in the picture? Yeah, back in the day before our mics had the ability to block the sound of wind. Get ready for it. Okay. Remember, audio sounds, audio distortions, and video tearing are signs that Slender Man is around. Oh, he went away. Slender Man was in the hole. I didn't see him, though. Why are we up here? Oh, yeah, we're looking for the Red Tower. My bad. There it is. In case you're wondering why we're out here, we being the narrator, we broke into Brian's house. We found a picture. I think it said he sees me. And then on the back, written in really, really tiny handwriting, it says at the tower. And the only tower we could think of was this tower here. And that's why we're out here. And Jay remembers this tower because Jay went location scouting with... God, I forgot the guy's name already. I'm so sorry. Jay went location scouting with the director, and there's a clip of it where they see the tower, and he says, "Oh, I think that's an old fire tower," being an old firefighter's tower out in the woods. God, point the camera up. Did they put that in? Not gonna lie, it looks like a rock climbing wall. Now, see, this is one of the symbols that we've been told to look for. Looks like an old rock climbing wall, or maybe those are a little too uniform for buckshot, but maybe. Not buckshot, gunshot. Look, if you put something out in the woods, anywhere, it's gonna get shot at. I'm just saying. Ooh, you can go inside. You know we gotta go inside. It's inside where all the caution tape is. I don't know why that's funny to me. I just imagine when they were scoping this area out for the actual screening, the actual filming of this, they were like, hey, just take it all down and throw it inside. Nobody will notice. Sorry, my bad. Focus. Huh. Did we climb? Yes, we did. All right. Go back. I want to see the thing. What is that? Oh, hey. It's like geocaching. Was he in the little... I'm not the only person that... See, I love this. It tells you where people are like coming back and most replaying it. Was he in the fall? We're also trained here to listen to these audio distortions. But now we're all looking to see. And we're falling. No, we're not. We're wiggling before we fall. Here we go. Because tilting your head helps. So does the squinting. Dude, if they managed to squirrel somebody in that little crevice playing Slender Man, just mad props, okay? I don't think they did. We talked about pareidolia in the last video. That could be somebody, but it could also be those planks that we saw in the beginning. I guess we'll find out in a second. Did he fall or did the camera fall? I guess the camera fell. There's the object. I don't know if that was supposed to be somebody standing there or if that was just the shadow of the planks. So. It's a tape. It's got a note. Okay. I will be watching the tape I found soon. That was entry 22. All right, so our next entry is going to be actual entry 22. All right, this is entry 22. It just says 22. The tape. Trying to see if there's like a glare on my glasses or, you know, getting really into this. Sorry, guys. You should see me play horror games if you think this is funny. So there's two people in this video, and it's on the tape, so it's like really bad. There's that coughing. Where are we? I mean, it looks like we're in some kind of abandoned structure of some variety, but it's so hard for me to tell. This video is 6 minutes and 45 seconds long. I know I was telling you guys that before. So, yeah. Okay, we're in an abandoned house of some kind. We're rolling now, leave it on, and it cuts out. You had one job.
Look like back upstairs.
They're like in a boiler roomy area, so I'm guessing in the basement. But he said something about upstairs, so. The sound alone is disorienting enough. Kind of looked like a giant eyeball down there. I don't want to go back for it. I don't think it was actually important, but it kind of looked like a giant eyeball.
Let's keep going this way.
Okay, maybe I was wrong. There's a found footage horror movie from, I think it's from Scotland actually. I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me, but it's about these two reverends or pastors or something. Anyway, they go to investigate some church because it's got some miracles going on. One of you will know what I'm talking about. I watched it on another channel that I watch that reviews horror movies. Anyway, the end of the movie, spoilers. The end of the movie, the two pastors are like crawling through a tunnel underneath the church because they're trying to investigate where the source of these miracles are. And it's a very Lovecraftian, um, mythos kind of world or kind of horror movie. Anyway, so they're crawling through this tunnel that they find underneath the church, and they're crawling and they're crawling and they're crawling, and they get too far down because hubris of man and all that, and they figure out too late that they're in the like esophagus of a great god of some variety, and they're being digested. Is the punchline? They're being digested because they have crawled into the digestive tract of the god that lives underneath the church, that has been creating all of the miracles that people are attributing to God. Anyway, there, I ruined the movie for you. If you can ever figure out what movie I'm talking about. Anyway, the point is, this kind of reminds me of that. Don't go into the tunnel is what I'm trying to say. It's going to eat you. I think that movie's roughly the same age as this too, actually.
Look at this.
What am I looking at? I don't think my glasses are helping even a little bit. What are you pointing at, man? Oh. Why couldn't I see that with the other light on?
It's dry.
It's dry.
There's more.
Am I dumb? Have I just figured out that they're switching in between night vision and like actual color? Leave me alone.
Let's go. Right now. Back away from... Mom,
That's not him shaking the camera. That's the footage being messed up.
Seth is gone. I don't remember what happened. We were the only two left, and I left him. Brian is gone. Tim, and Jay, and Sarah. Everyone is gone. I just woke up in this house with the tape. Seth's camera is gone. All I can remember from the night is right here. All I can remember at all is on a tape now. I'm leaving this house. I thought I would be safer here by running away, but everything's just gotten worse. I'm going back to my home. And I'm burning these tapes. All of them.
Now, way back at the beginning, we were told that the narrator, who is, I believe, named Jay, that Jay was talking to this guy who's, I forgot his name, I'm sorry. Jay was the roommate, or at least they went to the same college, these two, and obviously they were friends. Anyway, the point is, the narrator had talked to him and asked him about his project, Marble Hornets, and he had quit working on the project. And Jay had said, "What are you going to do with all the tapes?" And he said, "I'm going to burn them." And then Jay managed to talk him out of burning them and giving them to Jay to watch. And that's what the first, I don't know, 15 or so videos are, probably more than that, are the narrator going through his tapes of Marble Hornets. Now, this tape wasn't part of the tapes that was given to the narrator in the original batch, right? So, but it is clearly one of the tapes that he had. So, who put the tape in the tower? Also, this little bit here, yeah, this part. This was great. This is perfect. I don't know how I know how they did this, but this is beautiful the way they did it.
I thought I would be safe.
That was beautiful. Anyway, all right, so this was entry 22. Now, the next entry is from ToTheArk. It says, "Return to us." It says, "Wake up." Wow, that's really hard to read. There's some letters. I'm not good enough to read this. AIATIWI. Why am I doing this? No, WNG. UORYRA. RIALV? If I were better at this game, I'd write those down. I'm not. All right, but there is a puzzle aspect to this. Probably I'm going to go cheat and look this up on the internet. Let's be honest. So there is a puzzle game aspect to this. It was pointed out to me in the last set of videos that the audio can actually be, some of it, can actually be fixed, and that there are audio cues in some of the audio that if you fix it, you can hear it. So there are little Easter eggs in the audio. The ToTheArk has little things here and there, this obviously being one of them. And so there are puzzle pieces throughout the videos that aren't just the obvious ones. Like the obvious ones being, when Slender Man shows up, the circle with the X through it, and other things like that. So there are little bits and pieces throughout the different entries that we can be paying attention to as the audience to put things together, right? So that's just fascinating. And now we have this from the ToTheArk. All right, so there were 2 ToTheArk entries, one right after the other. So this is the second ToTheArk. This one's only 43 seconds long. And it just says, "There are doors unopened." All right. Checking my time. We're on entry 23 from Marble Hornets now. Now, this entry 23 is from 15 years ago, which would have been January 29th, 2010. Today is October 20, yes. Today is October the 2nd. Let's not skip time too much. The only choice I thought I had was to return to the house again and see what I could find. You hear that talk talk sound, which is the sound that we heard in the. I don't know if you guys heard it, but in the last entry from ToTheArk, there was a talk talk sound during that last one with all the red. And I just heard it here, the talk talk sound. Audio cues. Oh, and now we have no audio. Cool. Someone got smart and brought. I thought they were using mag lights. Now I know why your flashlight's so crappy. It's not crappy. You just have it tuned wrong. On purpose. I'm on to you. You hear the tick tick? Okay. Visual bearing. Somebody upstairs? Oh, I forgot about the little puppet dolls. Yeah, I think it was the last set. We found a little puppet doll. Forgot about that. Those can be opened really easy. There's the little puppet doll again. Ooh. Well done. You're bad at this game. Wait, what? I feel like there was a time skip there. Okay, there's the little symbol again. Oops, sorry, that was me. Doll has moved. Your autofocus sucks. Ouch. Did he leave the room and then come right back into the room? Is that what had just happened? Okay, we're on the stairs. And he turns around. Opens the door. And then... Okay, so he went back into the room. Okay. I thought he went down the stairs and then was back in the room again. No, I think I'm right. I think he's in some kind of loop. Okay. It's hard to tell, but I think he's in some kind of loop. Yeah, because there's the doll. There's the stairs. Uh-huh. The doll wants him to go into this room. Ooh, we're teleporting. Interesting. That's not weird. Oh my god, focus your camera. Thank you. Okay.
Hello?
Is he even in the same house anymore? There's a question. This is so disorienting. There he is. The last thing. That's the last thing the camera ever recorded. Ever? When I woke up back at my home the next day, I found out it no longer works. I remember nothing other than what the footage I got off of it shows. So does that mean you actually remember that all happening, or do you not remember it and you only know it happened because of the footage? I have other cameras, but it doesn't even matter to me anymore. Oh no, don't give up. I'm never going back to that house again. Okay, dang it. I'm done with this. I don't want to know the answers anymore. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, buddy. There are a whole bunch of more videos, and that's not how horror movies work. All right. Let's see. I feel like that might be a good place to stop because we are creeping up on an hour, and I don't want these to be too long. So that's a good place to stop. A cliffhanger, if one will. What have we done? We have discovered a new. We went to the tower. We found a video. We watched the video. It took us to the basement of, I'm guessing, that house. We went back to, I think that's supposed to be Brian's house. So we went back to Brian's house. We were in a time loop. That was kind of cool. We're in like a little loop of some, I don't know if it's a time loop, but we were in a little like teleportation loop of some variety. Then it teleported us into the hall. Then when we got out of the hall, that creepy ass mask was hanging up in the hall. The poppet thing was back. He didn't react to the doll very much this time. Like last time he picked it up, he didn't pick it up this time. I thought he took it with him. I guess he didn't. I don't know why. I would have taken it. And I had completely forgotten about the doll. So we've gone to the tower. We went back to Brian's house. We gone to the basement. There's something really wrong with that basement. There's something really wrong with that basement in general. And that is where we have lost everybody except the guy who directed Marble Hornets. So where did Slender Man come from, I guess, is my question. I mean, we're way too early in this to really ask. You know, is he some kind of eldritch horror and he's just always lived there? Does he just exist within the woods? How did he get awakened? Why did he latch on to this group of kids, right? Why did he pick this group of people to hunt down? What made them tasty, right? And this guy, Jay, obviously is tasty because he's investigating, right? He's sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. But why the first group? What did they do to set these gears in motion to attract Slender Man's attention? All right. We did see that there were more pills back at the house. So the mask guy, we saw that they were there. They kind of popped back in and out. We still don't know who that is. We can speculate, but we're not entirely sure who that is. And what else did we learn? Oh, we learned that Slender Man does not like cameras. Slender Man fried the camera. And that our narrator, who I think his name is Jay. I might be calling the narrator the wrong thing. Like I said, it's been a week. But the narrator is currently saying, I never want to go back. I don't even care about the answers anymore. A truly proper response in this type of situation. Just walk away. That's what you should do. Is that what we're going to do? No. Do you know why? Because this is a horror movie. That's why. It's not how this works. We have also had a few more entries from ToTheArk. We don't know who ToTheArk is just yet. It might be the person in the mask. It might be someone else. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's implied that it's the person in the mask, or we are meant to assume it is the person in the mask, but I'm too suspicious of a person to believe that it is. That's too easy of an answer. So it probably is, but I'm suspicious enough to be like, maybe it's not. So, all right. Let's see. If you have made it this far, we only made it to entry 24 this time, which is roughly halfway through, but I feel like this is a good stopping point. So if you have made it this far, go ahead and put a doll down in the comment section as your emoji to show that you have made it this far. I hope you guys are keeping up on your homework. I have this playlist linked in the description down below. So if you would go ahead and rewatch the episodes that we have watched, which would be 21 through 24. Feel free to watch ahead if you would like, but see if you caught anything that I didn't catch. Let me know if you did. and let's discuss. Do leave a timestamp anywhere that you're at because I will forget between now and then where we were and what we were talking about. Did you see Slender Man at any point where he wasn't supposed, where I didn't catch him? Not supposed to be. He's supposed to be all over. Remember that the audio and the visual cues are supposed to tell us that there's something going on. Does that necessarily mean every time Slender Man is there? No, because I've gone back and checked and he's not always there. But it does mean something weird's going on. Did you ever play the game with the puzzle? I don't know if it was a game, but did you ever try to decipher any of the puzzles from the ToTheArk's side? Or did you ever try to figure out any of the little audio puzzles that are inside the regular Marble Hornets videos? If you did, what did you find out? So share with the class. I think that's all I've got for you guys at this point. I know this is going to slow us down a little bit as far as getting through the footage because I think the entries are going to start getting a little bit longer the farther in that we go. They might shorten up a little again, but I know they're kind of getting longer and I take forever to react to these things. But I just feel like this is more manageable for everybody involved. When we come back, we will pick up on entry 25 and hopefully get to entry 30 and maybe a little further beyond that point, depending, because again, I'm not going to do it by entry numbers anymore. I think we're just going to go off of how long it takes us to get roughly to an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. So, all right. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Go ahead and leave a like if you would, please. And don't forget to do your homework. Don't forget to watch the videos down below. And I will see everybody in the next one. Bye.